Hello student, I hope you are all well and fine. I Neha. Today I am here to give you a presentation or view on the topic of verbal and non-verbal communication part 2. Before starting my topic, I just want to clear you that verbal and non-verbal communication are taken from which subjects of which unit. So this topic is come under your UGC Net Paper 1 and the unit communication, in which we are going to discuss verbal and non-verbal communication. In my previous video, I have already discussed about what are the verbal communication. In this video, I am going to discuss what are the non-verbal types of communications. So let's start our video. As in my previous video, I have already discussed that there are two types of communications are there. First one is the verbal communication and second is non-verbal communications. So in verbal communication, we have discussed that there are two types of communications, oral and written communications. So, in oral communication, there is a face to face conversation between the two members, and in written communication, we will communicate with the students or with the another respondent with some signs, symbols, or any other instruments. So, now we are going to discuss the non verbal communication. So, in non verbal communications, non-verbal communication in which we will transmit a message with only signals only, like we have eye contact, like we have a facial expression, like gesture, postures, and the distance between the two individuals. So we will express our feelings, our message with the help of some facial expression, with the touch language, with the body movement, with eye contact and gestures. So in there are basically many types of non-verbal communication are there. Kinetic verbal communication, which body language is there. Haptics touch language is there. Proxemics space language is there. Artifacts environment, chronomics environment, silence, science, and paralanguage and vocalic verbal is there. So these are the types of the non-verbal communication is there. First one is appearance. What type of physical appearance, what types of a dress style, what is our hairstyle is come under appearance. Now next है paralinguistic. It means that what is the tone of our language, like what are you doing. So this is the example in which I am using a very rough tone. So paralinguistic is that type of in behavior in which our language tone will reflect our behavior. Now come to the body movement, in which we will like this is the picture in which is shown that the male person is only wanted to have with the female. So this language shows that what message he want to give to the female. Now so next is we are going to discuss is hand, arms and finger movements. Next posture is there. Facial expressions are there, like happiness, anger, fear. Eye contact, what type of eye contact we are. Eyebrows, our blinkings. Haptics, what are holding, huggings, kissings. These are haptics. Proxemics, mixing, interpersonal. Chronomics, time and culture context, like what how we are spending our times. If we are spending with our times with our colleagues, then what show our behavior is very good. And then we have a artificates, like what our jewelry, tattoos, what our accessories we are wearing, all these things will reflect our behavior, conveying the message. And the environment, what types of environment we have. Now come to the first body language movements, like is the kinetic. In kinetic, we have a facial expression. What is our head movement? What are our eyes gaze? What gesture, posture, which we have already discussed in our previous slides. What is the shape of our body, and what are the personal appearance and endowment are come under kinetic body language. Now we are firstly going to discuss our facial expression. So these are the some facial expression. Like first facial expression show that he is very amazed to listen the news. like second and third, this show that he's not finding good in your message. Like these types of facial expressions are there. Now I come to the head. It means that when we are passing a message to the another one, then we are showing some head movement, like we are always say yes. If we want to say yes, 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 then our head movement is up and up and down, up and down, up and down. So it will also show our message. Now come to the eye gauge. What is our eye contact is there. If we want to show some anger, our eye contact should be there. If we want to show some danger, our eye contact will be like the danger. If we want to say show some danger, then our eyes will be that. If we want to show some anger, and our eyes will be according to that. So these are the eye contacts. Now come to the gestures and postures. What type of our hand movements is the come under gesture and postures. Now these are the gesture and posture, and these are the our wearing appearance. Like if we are wearing casual, if we are business casual, street wear, this show our smart casual. This uniform show our business casual and block T semi colors. And then we have a haptic touch language, like we have shown in this picture. So this picture shows that they are in love with each other. It will show that they for respect for each other. It show that the one person console the another person. They show that victory of the two persons. Like what are the touch languages also show the haptics language. So now come to the proxemics. Proxemics is that the study of space and how we use it and how it makes us feel more or less comfortable, and how we'll arrange objects and ourselves in a relation to space is come under proxemics. Now come to the proxemic space. Proxemic space, like we show that, so there is so many crowd in a religious place. It will show that some of the riots, some of the movement are there. If there are only number of few people are sitting, it will show that they are communicating a businessful and some good message to everyone. Like so these are the space, and like we want to eat, drink, milk, all done, water, more, please, thank you. This is our hand movements. So now artifacts environmental factors. Artifact environmental factors in which there are appropriateness, climate, microenvironment, scents, colors, and lighting will show the artifacts environment. Now to come to the chronomics time language. It will show that what is the time. A call at 2 a.m. which also show that there is some kind of emergency. If we receive a call in at a midnight, and it will also show that there is some types of emergency there. Okay, so the time language is also time show the messages. Now come to the silence. Silence will mean that put pressure to the another person. It is a hospitality, it is a disagreement, maybe it is a honor, maybe respect, maybe it indicate contemplation, it maybe it indicate intentional rudeness, and everything should be can be clarified by the silence. So now come to the paralanguage and vocalic. A attribute of speaking include the pitch, the tone which we are using. Like I have also said that what are you doing right here? So what type of pitch I am using to convey the message, which also show the paralanguage. So in which what is our pitch, what is our tone, what is our volume, what a tempo we are using, what is the rhythm, articulations, nasality are all things which are expressed in the paralanguage. Now types of communication. So there are these all are the which we are discussing are the non-verbal communication. Now come to the types of interpersonal communication. So types of communication, there is one is the interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication is between two or more pupils are called the interpersonal communication. When we are communicating the message to the another two or more person, then it is called interpersonal communication. Now come to the intrapersonal communication. It is the process in which a pupil communicate with themselves either consciously or unconsciously. Intrapersonal communication is that communication process in which one person conveying message to himself or herself. He is not conveying message to another. That message is called communication is called the intrapersonal communication. Now come to the extrapersonal communication. Communication between human being and non-human entities are called extrapersonal communication. So there are three types of communications are there: interpersonal, intrapersonal and extrapersonal. Interpersonal when we are communicating message to the another person, intrapersonal when we are communicating the message to himself, and extrapersonal when we are communicating the message to non-human entities is called extrapersonal communication. Now, there is a group communication in which communicating message to the more than two persons are come under group communication. Now, come to the mass communication. When we are communicating message through electronic gadgets, books, journals, newspaper, etc., then it is called mass communication. So this is all about my today topic in which I have discussed the non-verbal communication and the types of communication. I hope you will all understand what are these things are there. Thank you so much.